21 laps, 51 kilometres ahead of the field. The lights change to green, the charge is on, lots of wheelies, and the bike's just sliding around all over the place. Up at the front, number 10, Sven Seidel, number 1, Edwin Weibel, and number 38, that's Owen Coles, the Australian. Seidel then with the advantage, and they are picking their way very, very cautiously. The water lying deep as they go into the horseshoe bend, two right-handers, and Sven Seidel with the advantage. The rest having to cope with his spray. Edwin Weibel, number 1. Number 3, Geschwender coming up to join the front now. Number 2, Andy Hoffmann in 4th place. And Geschwender goes through past Edwin Weibel to move up into 2nd spot. And Sven Seidel, the bike snaking underneath him, down through the gears, then peeling left-handed. Geschwender, Hoffmann up into 3rd place. And Edwin Weidel goes back to 4th. Well, Sven Seidel is a motorcycle dealer from Speyer. Lots of fans there. 38, Owen Coles. 73, Johnny Vervis, the Dutchman, up there. And, well, further back, it's getting fairly tricky, fairly treacherous. Look at the spray. It's like a cloud, like a mist to go through. Seidel out in front. He's got the advantage of a clear track. Oh, and Geschwender goes much too quick into that corner, made a big mistake. And Seidel out in front, but Geschwender's recovered, holds off Andy Hoffmann. It's still Geschwender in 2nd place, Hoffmann in 3rd spot. It's the Heinz-Gericke Suzuki leading from the 2 Kawasaki. Hoffmann looks for the inside line. Those bikes just snaking in the wet conditions. They are very, very brave men out there. Seidel, number 10, out in front. Number 3, Geschwender. Number 2, Andy Hoffmann. And they're pulling away from the group behind. The front 3 beginning to make a break, and the charge very much on behind to try and pull that gap in, I'm sure. Geschwender, well, using very wide lines, trying to keep the bike as upright as he possibly can. Ignores the spray, tucks in behind the fairing. Look at them all down on the tank, trying to get the maximum performance. And no change in the top 3. Here comes the bunch chasing. Number 38, that is Owen Coles. Then number 17, Udo Mark. 73 is Vervis. Number 1, Edwin Weibel, the reigning champion. The leaders together out in front. Hard on the acceleration, then hard on the brakes, down through the gears. And just look at the rear wheel of those bikes. Sven Seidel's machine just pattering on the ripples on that particular section. And it is amazing how they stay on board. Sven Seidel's Suzuki complains, and Geschwender looks for the inside line, but he won't do it. Now, here comes the chasing group. Owen Coles still there. Number 73, that's Johnny Vervis. 17, Udo Mark, and there are 7 riders in a convoy trying to close on the leading 3 men. Johnny Vervis, a former motocrosser, back now with the leading group. There's Andy Hoffmann in 3rd place, ahead of him Seidel, but Geschwender is level, and Geschwender has the better line. Is he going to go through? Well, a real charge, and Geschwender does. He goes from the inside, and here comes the group behind. Number 38, Owen Coles, he's in 4th spot. Number 73, Vervis. 17, Udo Mark. Number 1, Edwin Weibel. Well, conditions much worse for the race than they were in practice. Weibel quickest in training, got pole position on the grid, but after leading momentarily, he started to drop back. And here's this convoy of 7 riders. Johnny Vervis, the motocrosser, winds up the wick. Number 17, Udo Mark, he's up there. Number 12, that's Janis Robato, Peter Robato, number 19. He wants to join the fun. And right at the back, number 20, Tony Heiler. They are the 7 men, and Vervis has gone through to 4th. Coles back a place. Then number 17, Udo Mark. Number 1, Weibel. Number 19, Peter Robato. Number 12 is Janis, and behind him is Heiler. Back with Andy Hoffmann, the man in 2nd place now, because look, he's gone ahead of Sven Seidel. So the Kawasaki men are out in front. Geschwender with the advantage. Then on through the gearbox, and the back end just sliding round. I think Ernst Geschwender really is enjoying this. And again, he slides the back end round the 2nd part of that horseshoe bend. Hoffmann pops a wheelie in pursuit. Sven Seidel trying to hang on to the 2 Kawasaki's. Through the gearbox. Just look at the rear wheels off the ground for most of the time, and really you don't want that with conditions as bad as they are. So easy to aquaplane. Again, the bike sliding absolutely everywhere, the rain still lashing down, and these men absolutely ignoring the conditions. Perhaps nobody's told them it's raining. Geschwender leads from Hoffmann, then Sven Seidel trying to stay with the leading group. The Suzuki man has had so much bad luck over the years, but he wants to do well here. In front of his family and friends. Geschwender under a lot of pressure now from Hofmann. Geschwender still charging on, but he knows that Hofmann's behind and there are no team orders. Absolutely not. Again, Geschwender just lets the rear tyre of the Kawasaki just slide round the corner, almost speedway style. Down behind the fairing, trying to get maximum acceleration, then hard on the brakes, and here comes the following group. And the Dutchman, Johnny Vervist, has managed to break clear of the riders behind. He's fourth, then it's Owen Coles, number 38, 19, Peter Robato, 17, Udo Mark, number 1, Edwin Weibel, number 20, Tony Heiler, and number 12, Rainer Janisch on the second of the Heinz-Gericke Suzukis in the top 10. And Seidel, of course, his teammate. There's Weibel, really struggling at the moment. And he's got a lot of problems on his plate because right behind him, look, Tony Heiler and Rainer Janisch. Peter Robato was making a bit of a charge, and Robato's gone up to the front of that group, chasing Vervist. 15 laps to go, 6 laps gone, that's the order. Geschwender, Hofmann, Seidel, Vervist. And still Geschwender being pushed, pressured all the way by Andy Hofmann. Geschwender, the German, Hofmann from Switzerland. Seidel, the German, in third place, and every moment he can, Andy Hofmann looks for a gap. No chance this time. Geschwender just closes the door. Seidel in third place, not being shaken off. Good ride from the local motorcycle dealer. A fiery character, Sven Seidel, ginger-haired man, did well in the European Superbike Championship and has done very well when that bike keeps going in the Pro Superbike Series. Andy Hofmann, number 2. Several times German champion, was beaten last year by Edwin Weibel. That's why he got the number 2 plate. Jens Geschwender finished 3rd in the series last year. Geschwender with the advantage at the moment in this, the 3rd round of the series. And conditions, as you can see, very bad. Yellow flags being waved. Oh, and a faller. Well, that's not the best place to park a motorcycle. That really is very sad, but the leaders get past and the officials quickly on the scene to remove that obstacle. Hofmann looks to the inside. Once again, Geschwender just puts his motorcycle right across the bows of big Andy Hofmann, and Geschwender hangs on to the lead. The question you ask is for how much longer? Hofmann trying very hard indeed. And here's a replay of that crash. Well, a rather unusual tumble there. The front end appeared to tuck in, and down the unlucky man goes, and it's Michael Geiger, number 37. And Geiger watches the bike spin round quickly on his feet. He's okay, back with the leaders. Geschwender still managing to keep at bay Andy Hofmann. And again, just watch that back end just slide as he puts on the power, almost speedway style, but these are big, heavy motorcycles, a lot of power, and not a lot of rubber on the ground, and on the ground, a lot of water. Remarkable performance from Geschwender and Hofmann, and Sven Seidel in 3rd place. And the 2 leaders now beginning to scratch a slight advantage over Sven Seidel. Can Geschwender hold off Hofmann for much longer? And the umbrellas all around the circuit. Waterproof clothing, the order of the day. And the charge is on. This little kink, and you see Andy Hofmann just having to correct his racing line, almost clip the curb down on the tank, and that will have allowed Geschwender just to pull away a fraction. And they're beginning to close now on slower traffic. Geschwender out in front. And this could start to get very awkward. Geschwender with the slow man ahead of him. Hofmann right behind him. And the man they're about to pass is Mile Pajic. Well, would you believe that? And he lets them go through, but Hofmann seizes the chance. Geschwender was a little bit slow, and Hofmann saw his opportunity, and he dived through. Well, Mile Pajic, normally a man who you would expect to see out of the front in any superbike race, but struggling in the conditions. Geschwender was just a little bit hesitant when he lapped him, and Hofmann just dived through and said, thank you very much indeed. Hofmann then out in front. Now, Geschwender's turn to chase, and can he regain the advantage? And another tail ender in front, and this could be the chance that Geschwender is waiting for. And I think there's going to be an awful lot of slow traffic, a fairly short circuit, and these quick men are very quick indeed. Well, Pro Superbike Racing will return in just a moment.